Toby.
I'm Gino.
And today we're talking about White Lotus on HBO. This is where I wonder, Gino, do you like the show?
Can I leave? I don't even want to do this episode.
I know.
You go ahead. You like this episode. You like this show. So you can go.
Okay, should I do non-spoilers?
What is there to spoil? Nothing's happened.
Guys, I'm sorry.
There's
You're
nothing
right.
to spoil.
There's nothing to spoil. All right.
Okay, here's my non-spoiler review. It's boring. And nothing happens. What's your non-spoiler review? For worse. For worse. That's my rating. For worse.
My hair look weird. Sorry, everybody. If my hair
we can't tell.
Weird. So my non-spoilers are if you watch the first season of White Lotus, unlike Gino. I
should say that. I didn't watch the first season.
He didn't watch the first season. I threw him in there. The first season seemed better, but I also think it's because I binged the first season where I just watched episodes in a row. So maybe the build-up was better. This one has like a very slow build.
4 episodes. It's been longer than a movie.
Right. It's been like quite slow, but it's in Italy. It takes place in Sicily. For all of you that took high school Italian and like maybe dabbled in it in college like me, you're loving this.
I could kind of, like, sometimes I stop looking at the subtitles just to, like, train myself.
See if you can hear.
I like, kind of get what they're saying, but, like, still, I'm only doing that because the show is boring.
I know. Well,
if you're trying to give yourself an Italian quiz during the show that you're watching, it's because the show is boring.
Right.
I didn't do that during La Vita e Bella when I watched that in Italian.
You didn't?
I just enjoyed the movie. And that's the Holocaust one?
Principe so bella.
Yeah, that's sad.
Yeah, it was a sad one.
But, like, during this, I'm so bored out of my mind that I'm like, I wonder if I understand the Italian, and I like block up the subtitles.
Right, so he'd rather not know the words and test himself than know what's happening.
Because it's the same anyway.
Shout out to Miss Talise Femia and
Ferrari.
Miss Ferrari and Miss Buzzacchia, middle school.
Oh, because the two of them, they're like big fans of my sister. My sister was like huge in the language department.
They also liked me.
Right, but they really like Steph.
Yeah, well, Steph, she did both Spanish and Italian.
So like,
That's not
it
fair.
sucked because
you know who else
she
did
was so good. No, what?
My sister, Sammy, did Spanish and Italian.
Our sisters are the same.
You know what? Known each other since high school.
Didn't know that. Never made that connection.
Learning new things every day.
They should talk to each other in Spanish and Italian at the same time, simultaneously. Both aunts. Aunts. Eventual aunts. All right, anyway. Again, we could switch to spoilers, but there's nothing to spoil. Go ahead, Toby.
All right, we're going to switch to spoilers. These are spoilers. I'm leading today because Gino's
I don't like this
into
show.
it. Super into it.
I love it. I love the show.
Okay, so part of like White Lotus is getting invested in the characters' stories. So I guess I'll start with the stories that I'm invested in or like the characters that I enjoy watching. And then, Gino, you can, I don't know, share.
Yeah, I mean, like, if you just want real quick, I can go over the ones that I'm invested in first. This will be a lot quicker. None of them. I'm invested in none of them. So there you go. I'm done. Now it's your turn.
Are you serious?
I swear to God. I'm invested in none of them. No, just go ahead.
Okay, well, so I love F. Murray Abraham. I'm pretty sure that's his name. I was trying to pull it up fast, but
he's not as good as this as he's in Mythic Quest, which we're reviewing next week. Mythic Quest season 3.
No, we're not. We're reviewing that in 2 weeks.
2 weeks?
Next week's going to be Spirited on Apple TV+.
Oh, really? Apple fans.
We literally just talked about this, but Gino's memory.
But they weren't there when we talked about it, Toby. The audience.
Right, but you were.
Anyway, so F. Murray Abraham, go ahead. We don't need to look him up. We know his name.
Right, but I need to make sure I know everybody's name. So he's wonderful. I mean, like, he's gross, but I'm into it. I just want to see more of him. Like, I want to hear him I just love his voice. I think that's what it is. I love his voice. And in Mythic Quest, it really works for him because for the last season, he was just a head in a box.
That was only for the beginning of the season, though.
Oh, and then he showed up?
And then he showed up, yeah.
Okay. So, like, I'm invested in his particular, maybe not like his sons. Like, I don't care about his son. I don't care about his grandson. I care about him.
Yeah, the guy from The Sopranos. So F. Murray Abraham plays the grandpa. The guy from The Sopranos plays the son.
Yeah.
And then, like, every Gen Zer plays the grandson.
Yeah.
He's just like every Gen Z Ivy League male, like, rolled into one. I think that's another problem I have with the show is that no one in this show is likable. And the characters that they're trying to present as likable are very unlikable. Except for Stifler's mom.
I think
Stifler's mom is great, but you keep going. I keep interrupting.
I think, but in the original White Lotus, season 1, nobody was really likable either. They're like rich people with their own issues.
But they're also boring. So, like, usually when you do a show, like a movie like this where everyone's unlikable, you have to make them interesting, and they're not.
Right.
I don't care about Stanford woke Gen Zer.
Right, but I don't think. But you're not supposed like. No, I mean, I guess they're not interesting. Okay, fine.
For me.
My issue is Jennifer Coolidge has a different voice, and I don't like it. Like, we watched the season 1, the episode premiere, and her voice is more Jennifer Coolidge.
Oh, you're saying she changed her voice in season 2?
Yeah, it's like raspier.
Do you think she flanderized the character? You know what flanderizing is?
She went like overboard
With like the character? Yeah.
I don't know. But I miss her like easy breezy voice. I thought that voice was also funnier than the like gruff voice she has on right now.
Yeah, I mean, like, I don't know. She just sounds like Stifler's mom because she's.
But she
Stifler's
doesn't
mom.
because Stifler's mom is very like, hey boy, like airy, and she had an airy voice last season, and then this season is just like gruff, and I'm not
Did
a
she
fan.
bend and snap last season?
No, but I wish she would want a hot dog real bad. I can't do it. Some people
That was close.
I gotta brag. I've
That
never
was pretty close.
right. I've never done Jennifer
Yeah.
Coolidge before. And I also enjoy watching Aubrey Plaza because it's fun for me to see someone pretend to be nice and like fail at it. Like I like that. I also like Aubrey Plaza. I mean, that's
Yeah, but it's like not funny Aubrey Plaza. Like funny Aubrey Plaza is cool. Like Parks and Rec Aubrey Plaza, Scott Pilgrim Aubrey Plaza.
yeah, but like if you think about this is like Parks and Rec Aubrey Plaza trying to be nice.
except not funny and not interesting, because Parks and Rec Aubrey Plaza is like really mean and like is into dark stuff. This was just like regular person.
Yeah, I still like her. I don't get. You're dumb.
Listen, I think this is the most we've ever disagreed on a thing.
I don't think it's the most we've disagreed because I don't disagree with you that it has been boring.
Yeah.
I agree it has been boring. But I also know what to expect because of season 1 where like the characters like don't do and then it explodes. So like me along with other people are like waiting for this explosion of activity. Like the last episode of season 1 was wild. So I know
I'm not waiting around.
you are. Oh right, he's
Yeah,
not.
I'm done
He's
after
he's
this.
gonna stop watching with me,
Yeah.
so I have to watch by myself. So Gino doesn't care about any storylines. Okay, great. Who do you think's gonna die? We know multiple bodies.
Yeah, they keep like throwing in these little like obvious "you're gonna die" lines every now and again. Like, oh man, don't do that; it'll kill you. Or like, you'll die from how good this place is. Like, yeah, we get it. Someone dies, and you know someone dies because the first 30 seconds of the first episode they show
A body.
and
then
they
she
show who
goes-
finds it. So we know the blonde lady is not the dead
alive.
one; she's alive.
Right. We also. I'm pretty sure it's a dude.
Yeah,
I think those were
guess. I
dude
didn't take.
calves.
I didn't like. I mean, like I don't know. Maybe.
And then I think, and you saw the first episode where of season 1 where they show you that airplane is taking a coffin, somebody died,
Right.
human remains.
So I think that the person who dies is probably the uncle from Napoleon Dynamite, Uncle Rico.
You think Jennifer Coolidge's husband died?
Yeah, I don't know. I just wanted to say Uncle Rico. It could
Honestly,
be the tech guy, Aubrey Plaza's husband,
It could be.
or the I mean, how can we say this appropriately? The wiener guy with the large wiener, which I think is a fake
Oh.
prosthetic wiener,
I'm sure.
because they show him again with his like pants on and his like. So okay, if you don't watch the show, they show this guy from behind with like a 4-foot wiener, like it looks like a tail, and then every other time they show him in like his regular clothes, he doesn't have that. Like there's no outline of it.
Right.
And it's just funny that this is now the second wiener related thing. I don't think we talked about it on the podcast. Black Panther Wakanda Forever.
We didn't.
They had to use CGI to like get rid of his wiener bulge. Namor's.
Namor's.
And now this one, they put a prosthetic ween on this guy when his pants were off. But then when he had his pants on, you don't see any bulge.
And they like didn't
Normal size bulge.
They didn't do anything with that
Yeah,
yet.
Aubrey Plaza just sees his from behind, by the way. That's how ridiculous this prosthetic is. From behind, she sees this ween and then like looks at it, and then like nothing. It's been 4 episodes and nothing's happened since.
And like they didn't like hook up or anything.
They haven't talked about it. They haven't shown it again. They
Right.
didn't have the 2 prostitutes he was with say anything about it. Like, wow, that's quite the ween.
Right, right. So I'm hoping there's 9 episodes. I'm hoping this stuff like comes back. Like Mike White's, from what I remember, season 1 was pretty good at like doing callbacks and stuff like that.
Right.
Or,
I mean, like
bringing
if the
stories.
dead body gets like caught in something while it's floating above the water, belly down, then we know it's the guy with the ween because he got
Right.
caught. Like if it's like a fishing line, it's like a rod.
Right, because it's just gonna.
It's just it's gonna get stuck on the ocean floor.
It's
We're a
real
PG-rated podcast.
His name is Theo James, that actor.
Theo
Very
James. I mean, maybe I'm
attractive.
wrong. Maybe it's not a prosthetic, but I think it is.
We'd have to
because-
look it up.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna look it up. So I think, who do I think is gonna die? I think one of also they're sex workers. We don't call them prostitutes anymore. I think one of the sex workers is gonna die.
I just got canceled on my own podcast. I didn't even
I
know.
Yeah.
Man.
I
think they call themselves that, but it's okay.
Okay. Well, sex workers.
Yes, they are. Yeah.
Well, one of them is, and then the other one is taking a turn.
It's just her friend.
Her friend.
Yeah.
Mia is like all in. She's like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna sleep with this guy because he's gonna help me sing. And then she gives him not Viagra,
And then he almost dies.
right, which was fun, I guess. I don't know. Also, like, it's the little blue pill. Like, why?
Right, like everyone knows Viagra is blue. And like she's like, I don't know which one it is. I'm just gonna give him multiple pills of like ecstasy and Molly and stuff.
Right? No, it's blue. When she pulled out not blue pills, I
They're
was
like,
like,
no.
Right.
Also, like the music guy was like, is this Viagra? She's like, yeah.
he should also know.
Right.
It is a little blue pill.
I also like how they say it in their Italian accent. Viagra?
Viagra.
Viagra?
Dove la Viagra? I love it.
Non lo so.
No.
We could do this whole podcast in Italian.
See.
Yes, and it would
Molto
still be more
bene.
interesting than this damn show. That's how boring it is. Ugh.
Also, che schifo. Gross. I loved it.
Oh, yes.
And she was-
Grazie
they were making
mille.
it.
Yeah,
Grazie
all my ninth grade
Prego.
Italian came
It's
out.
all
It's all coming
coming
back.
Great. So,
You have notes, Toby. You can read them.
I'm sorry. I'm going back and forth because I have so many jobs.
Split screen, Tobes. Split screen.
That's excessive for me. So I don't know which guy's gonna die. I don't like to predict. I just like to be surprised.
I mean, there's nothing to predict off of. So, like, any prediction we make is wrong because there's nothing to go off of at all.
He's not wrong.
They haven't hinted anything.
No.
It's just a bunch of people going on vacation, not doing anything.
Yeah.
And then nothing happens.
Some of them do things.
Except, like, now a music guy died because he took not Viagra.
didn't
Almost
die.
died.
Right.
And now the other sex worker, the main one, sleeping with all three generations of
Well, so she
almost all
She
three.
didn't hook up with Grandpa.
Not yet.
Well, that's one of my notes. Do you think?
She hooks up with grandpa.
Well, no, she hooks up with what's his face, the kid.
She did already.
Yeah, she just gave him a.
She gave him a how do we say this in PG land? She gave him
She helped him out.
helped him out. She
Yeah.
helped him out. They didn't sleep with each other, but she helped him out.
Lucia's her name.
I know it's such a nice name.
I know, Lucia.
Yeah,
I
and
really
there
like
goes
the
that.
name.
It's like anyone who wants to name their daughter Lucia, you can't watch this show because it's a beautiful name that's now ruined.
I don't think so. It's okay, guys. We're having a boy.
Yeah. Oh my god! And if we do name our daughter Lucia, please don't judge us.
Please don't judge us.
It was one of the names we liked before this show.
I know.
Damn it! It's like when you meet. It's like if you have names in your head, and this is any for teachers out there. If you ever have names in your head, like you're gonna have a student that has
Will
that
ruin
name
it.
and is gonna ruin it.
Ruin it.
So just don't even have names in your head. Name them the
No.
day they're born.
Right. And just have a list and then like, I don't know. Bloop.
Yeah.
So now the music. So Gino is unfortunate watching with him because he skips the intro.
Because it's okay.
So my thing is this intro is not as like awestruck. Like I'm
It doesn't fit it. Okay, so when I watched the
So
second season
Hawaii-
intro,
the
it
second
was
one.
dumb
Italy.
because the music doesn't fit like what you're doing.
Right.
When you go and watch the first season, the more like tropical sound of the intro fits obviously better with the tropical setting of Hawaii.
Yes.
When they took that same song and then used it with very little minor tweaks for like Europe, it like doesn't work and it just sounds weird and like the music in general I don't really like. It's like pretentious weird.
Which is a shame because it was just like so different in the first one.
Yeah.
And now it's not like pretentious. Now it's a lot of Italian songs.
Well, those songs are great. Like the part of the soundtrack that is probably just songs they got from Italy. That's
Yeah.
fine. But like the ones that's actually written for composed for the show, it's like you know, sometimes you got to tell people like different doesn't always mean better. And like for the music in this show, I feel like that like fits the bill. Like different does not necessarily mean better.
I think they could have just kept it the same music instead of tweaking it to like maybe fit a little bit of Italy, because we have such an attachment to it in the season 1. They should have just kept with the same music.
Do you think
in
I would have
season
liked
2.
this season more if I liked season 1? Do people who like season 1 like this season so far? Like, how's the internet?
Just Kim.
Just your friend Kim. She's
say
wrong. By
it's
the way.
like-
Tell her she's wrong. Call her up.
No. It's like a mix. I was looking at Twitter yesterday, and some people are saying it's slow like we do, and some people are like really into it. I don't understand how you can be really into it. I really just don't.
I had to yell at Toby yesterday because usually if I fall asleep on the couch, Toby's like, "Are you asleep?" And I was like, "I'm gonna fall asleep. Do not wake me up. This show is boring. Please stop."
He did fall asleep.
And I fell asleep.
And then he woke up.
And then I
all
woke
on his
up.
own. So that was exciting.
But yeah, this show, I don't know, it's just like the music is blah, whatever. It's not like, it's, I guess it's weird and different, but like,
No, in season 1 it was like another character, so that was cool. One of these days, you're gonna watch season 1 with me.
No,
Yes,
I can't. You
'cause
can't
it's-
make me. Please.
It's good.
It's
Season 1
not.
is
There's
so
no way.
good.
Okay, anyway, what's the next?
Okay, so I'm gonna ask you your question at the end.
Okay,
And
you
let-
can
and
say
like-
because I have my own notes. Very
right,
detailed.
and his notes are reflective
Good.
of this question.
Yes,
Not good.
good notes.
Okay, so you don't have to talk for this one, or you can give your 2 cents. I don't think this show works episodically. I don't think you can release this 1 week at a time when your episodes are so boring. And that I think this is a bingeable show, and you got to stop because you're distracting me when you like put your opinion out there when I'm speaking. It's very distracting. Okay. I think this needs to be binged. And I think that's why I liked the first White Lotus so much, is because like once a cliffhanger, also I feel like the episodes were more cliffhangery in season 1. And in this one, they just kind of like end. So there's no stakes. You don't want to see the next episode. There's no reason to. Like the one yesterday just ended with the grandson getting helped out, and then it was over. Like, you're not.
What a cliffhanger.
Right. Like, oh, he feels better.
He feels
now.
good.
Right. He could sleep.
Yeah.
Like, there's no reason for me to tune in next week because you didn't like.
They didn't set anything up.
Exactly. And I think that's a problem for this particular season.
And then it doesn't really work like, if you're going to watch it all at once, it doesn't really work as like a one big coherent unit because it's so, if you compare it to a movie, right? It's so long. Like already there's been like 2 movies worth of show. And like the plot hasn't happened yet, really.
No, and we're like
It's
slowly
4 hours.
We're slowly getting to everybody's like issue. So like, right, the issue with the 2 couples that are vacationing, the rich people vacationing together, like, okay, he cheats on her. And now we have like, did Aubrey Plaza's husband cheat on her? We don't know. So that was like their catalyst for whatever's happening. Jennifer Coolidge's husband has left, and he was on a suspicious phone call outside. She's like found this group of old gays that she enjoys. I don't know how they're going to fit in.
I think it's one of the guys from Pirates of the Caribbean, like one of the guys who works for like the British East India Company.
No,
is, like,
I know
one
who
of
you're
the
talking
guys.
about. It's not him.
It's him.
It's not him. I know the actor. You're thinking
He's British. They're near the water.
right. It's him. It's him. Sorry.
him.
Yes, and
Yes,
Gino's
and,
always
yes, and.
right.
I'm right. No, but
No, but so like I don't understand where her catalyst is coming in. Her assistant like met a hot British guy
who's friends with? He's the nephew
who's
of
the
the
nephew
gay
of the
guy,
British gay guy.
Pirates of the Caribbean guy.
And I mean, like, I enjoy them right now, but like, there's nothing pushing the story with that one. And then who else?
It's like things just happen.
There's nothing pushing the story with, like, in season 1, there was one of the employees at the hotel, like, is pregnant, but nobody knows. And then she, like, suddenly goes into labor. So, like, the guy in charge, the concierge in charge, has to, like, deal with that on top of, like, pleasing all these guests, like
On top of spaghetti,
No.
Italy, all covered with
like
cheese.
in season 1 a robbery happens in season 1. Like one of the kids sleeps on the beach because he like can't go back and like I feel like there's just more no, stop. There's just more ridiculousness in season 1 than this lady has had to deal with at the hotel in season 2.
There's more like than just like, oh, the nice guy's into the blonde girl, and then the blonde girl's into the British guy, and then he gets jealous.
Right.
Whoa, season 2 is so good.
And it was like I feel like the relationships were like deeper. I don't know. It was more nefarious. Like you just felt like there was like seedy things happening in season 1. And in this one, like, okay, the seediest thing I think is with the grandpa, grandson, and father, like, oh, he cheated on his wife. He's like addicted to sex.
his wife
Grandpa's
who's not
gross.
there.
Who's not
So
there?
there goes that drama storyline. She's not even there.
Right. It, like, so there's no cover up. Like, we're not, it was just, yeah, I'm boring myself talking about this.
Yes.
Ugh.
It's so boring. I don't know how you have made me watch this many episodes.
Because I thought it would like get better.
Remember when Justice League came out on HBO Max and it was 4 hours and everyone was like, "It's so long."
Yeah.
And it's like, this has also been 4 hours about, because each episode is an hour. And like, that was an entire extended cut movie in 4 hours where like a million things happen. And that was too long.
I know.
Nothing has happened and it's been 4 hours.
And that's the problem. Nothing has happened. And you know what? While I was explaining what I was explaining, I had forgotten why I was talking about it.
Yeah, because it's boring.
It's because nothing has happened. So that's annoying. Okay, my last thought before you can go, which you're probably not going to want to talk about.
No, I have 3 thoughts.
My last thought that you are probably not going to talk about is: do you think Jennifer Coolidge's husband is cheating on her, or is a red herring where he's actually doing something nice for her?
I think he was a high school football star who wanted to go to the NFL.
Stop.
And he could have won, and he could throw it over a mountain, Toby. You think I could throw this steak over that mountain? And he's about to go find a mountain and throw a steak over it. That's what I think.
Talk about.
I would rather watch Napoleon Dynamite
I know.
like 3 times than watching this.
Okay, so you're
this
not
show.
gonna have any
Is it a red
thoughts on
herring?
this?
Again, do I think it's a red herring? It doesn't matter what I think because they haven't hinted towards anything.
Most of the fun about this show is predicting.
But there's nothing to predict. They haven't given us any
What are you
morsels.
talking about?
There's no
A prediction. You could just make a prediction. It's not a hypothesis. It has to be
Where's
based
my
on prior
breadcrumbs?
knowledge.
I need some breadcrumbs.
You don't. Like, do you think he's gonna be a cheater? Do you think he's doing something nice for her?
Flip a coin. Heads.
Oh
No. I guess. I mean, like, that would be a more interesting thing if he was a red herring, right? That'd be I'd be like, oh, wow, I guess he's not cheating.
Right.
But, like, does it matter in the long run?
It's part of the story.
I guess. Jennifer Coolidge is the only interesting character, so she should have nice things happen.
Gino hates the show, loves watching her.
She's funny. Jennifer Coolidge is just genuinely funny. And, like, she's so weird and, like so self-centered. Like, the character will be in the middle of a conversation with someone, and then the other person will stop talking. And then Jennifer Coolidge will just talk about whatever she wanted to talk about that's totally different. Like the blonde girl's talking about all the boys she's
right.
likes.
And she was just
she's
like,
I think my husband's cheating.
what Greg did wasn't right.
Which was not what they were talking about at all. So like that kind of stuff is hilarious, but like she's the only interesting character. Aside from F. Murray Abraham's voice. Like he's good.
I just like listening to him.
And it's nice seeing the Sopranos guy like not be a Sopranos guy.
We didn't watch Sopranos, so we have no context.
I know, but like I've watched some Sopranos. I know who he is. He's like the young guy.
I didn't. He's not young anymore.
No, he's old. Now he's old. And
Age.
also,
yeah. All right, Gino. Why do you not like this show?
Okay, let me see what I wrote down in all caps. This show sucks and it's boring. The blonde girl has the worst outfits. Can we talk about the blonde girl?
I'm going to find out. It's Jennifer Coolidge's assistant.
I guess this happens in every person's life where they start to feel old.
Oh, her name is Haley Lou Richardson.
I'm sure the actress is great. I'm not trying to comment on the actress. I'm commenting on the character.
This is what she looks like regular.
Yeah, she's probably fine. I'm talking about her character. So now, you think that given my line of work that I would feel old all the time because I deal with kids who are, Gen Alpha, they're into TikTok, they're into whatever. I've dealt with Gen Zers when I first started teaching. We talk about Gen Z on this podcast all the time for some reason, and then they get mad at us on Twitter and they make mean comments about us.
I say TikTok's mean.
TikTok's the meanest of all of them.
TikTok's really mean. I never know what to say.
They're
Somebody,
like, everyone has a podcast. These guys suck.
Yeah, somebody just said we suck, and I was like,
fine. Which we kind of do suck. Anyway.
Own it.
Never in my career as a teacher or in my life have I just felt old. Like I didn't get it. Like I don't know what's going on with the youngins. Her character just makes me feel just like, I don't get it. I don't get you. I don't get your outfits. Like, what are you? Like, is this a Gen Z thing? Like, why did you wear a bathing suit with with like sweater sleeves.
I don't think she's Gen Z anymore.
I don't. Yeah, she is. She would
She
be.
is.
I just like. I don't like. She just the way she talks and like the things her
Oh, that's
character
right.
talks about. Like she was talking about how like it's nice to date a guy that like isn't trans. I'm like, what are you saying? And like,
I mean, also
I
she's in California, I think.
guess that's the other thing. Like, and we've talked about this on the podcast as well. That like we don't get California people.
No, and if anything's about Hollywood or like California,
We're just like,
we don't get it.
Yeah, so like maybe that's also part of it. Like there's just something about her character I really don't like. And I feel like she's supposed to be the normal character. She's supposed to be the straight man on the show. Like everyone else is supposed to be weird. And she's supposed to be the regular normal person.
I think
and she's so weird.
aside from her outfits, I think she her script is like very normal and natural.
I guess.
Because a lot of the things that she says, I feel like I would say also if I was like confronted with that like flirty line or whatever. But no, her outfits are the only one whose outfits are like super amazing are Aubrey Plaza's. Every time I see
I would
her,
say Jennifer Coolidge rocks that like crazy old lady look.
right? But like I want to wear everything that they put Aubrey Plaza in.
I want to wear everything that F. Ray Abraham wears in this. Just be an old man with a hat.
That's right.
Yeah, that's what I want to dress like. I probably dress like that now. This is probably
no,
what he has.
you dress like the guy from Stanford, the grandson. That's right.
No, what was I? I think I was. There was an Apple event with Tim Cook, and I was literally wearing the exact same outfit he was in the thing as I was watching. I was like, oh, so I dress like Tim Cook.
That's fine. Gino dresses like a CEO. Everybody, CEO.
Tim Cook, Apple, Tim Apple,
Tim Apple,
Trump's friend, Tim Apple. So like, yeah, I don't know. I feel like she's supposed to be like our protagonist, if there is any such thing.
I don't think there's a protagonist on the show,
and she's just so she's so unlikable to me. There's something about her I don't like. I wish I could talk to the actress and be like, were you making her unlikable on purpose?
I truly
or am I reading this wrong?
I think all of them are supposed to be unlikable. I think that's a lot of like issues people have with like Bravo shows too, is that they like look for a character to like. That's not what the show's about.
Listen, you know how much I hate Bravo shows and Real Housewives. Real Housewives has more story in 10 minutes, right? Because think about how many episodes of Real Housewives of them going on a trip.
Yeah.
And I'll walk in the room, and within 10 minutes, so much drama happens.
Somebody's yelling.
Someone's yelling. So, like, you get more in 10 minutes of Real Housewives than you get in 4 hours of this show. I don't care that it looks pretty. You can have all the drone shots you want. I don't care. You know, actually, Real Housewives has drone shots too. So, whatever. Like, I don't care that you filmed it well. If the characters and the story are boring, and how many times we talked about, we will let a bad show get away with a lot if the characters are interesting, we like the characters.
Yes.
This show, I can't get into it because the characters are boring and dumb and nothing happens.
And I think I'm like invested because I like season 1 so much. So I'm giving it a chance. I'm gonna watch it all the way through because I'm waiting for the crazy thing and I want to know who dies.
I gotta play Pokemon. I watched this yesterday instead of playing Pokemon. I'm really upset. Don't make that face. It's a good game.
Okay.
Adults play Pokemon.
Uh-huh.
When I went to GameStop to pick it up, it was there's a line outside into the mall. All adults, all like 30-year-old neck beard and girl.
All on their break.
All on their lunch break. Yeah, going to get Pokemon.
This is an important thing today.
All being kind of embarrassed together.
Right.
The one kid walks in, little kid with his parent, not at school for some reason. And he's the only person in the entire GameStop that was like, do you guys have Call of Duty? So it's like all these old weirdos in there, including me, asking for Pokemon. The little kid asked for Call of Duty.
Normal. Totally
Anyway,
normal.
This show, I don't like it. Can we talk about one more thing I didn't add to the notes that I want to talk about, which is another reason I don't like this show?
Go ahead.
So, like, one of the things that really gets on my nerves about, like, a story or a script is when the entire story or, you know, the entire conflict in the show can be solved by, like, just the characters talking to each other a little bit, right? So, in this show, Aubrey Plaza, spoiler alert, she finds a condom in her hotel room. And it is the wiener guy's condom, not her husband's.
We don't know that.
You're right. We don't know that, but it's in the spot where the wiener guy was having sex with the sex workers, and they showed her husband telling the sex workers no.
Right. We did.
And they never show him in that spot with them, and they fall asleep in the other room. So she finds a condom. We know it's probably not her husband's. She thinks it's her husband's. And instead of just confronting him about it, she's just mad and doesn't say anything for the entire episode. And it drives me nuts. Say something.
I agree.
Just say something.
Which is why our communication is so great. Because we always just say something.
I mean, like, I'm going to be honest, Tobes, if I find a condom in the house, I'm not going to spend 2 hours not saying anything.
Of course not. Please, I can't even spend a minute being quiet when I notice
Right.
like your clothes are on the floor.
Exactly. I leave a sock on the floor. Gino! Or the dishes. No, the dishes. If the or no.
the dish.
No, your big thing is don't forget about the dog.
Don't forget about
Gino,
the dog.
don't forget about the dog.
Or how about
don't forget about the dog.
How about your pregnant wife has left stuff at the top of the stairs? Please lift this heavy thing downstairs.
Oops.
That you go down every day.
Yeah, whatever. Listen, if your script hinges around the fact that people who could very easily talk to each other are not doing that, then I'm out. It just is so frustrating.
And I think, obviously, I don't know. I'm hoping there's like a reason for it that she explodes at like a very
or maybe she kills
time.
maybe she's the one who kills him.
Right. So maybe this internal struggle she's having with herself.
I mean, there's been the whole thing, the whole season where she wants to sleep with him, but he is like watching porn instead, and they haven't slept with each other the entire trip.
Right.
And then she finds the condoms. Like, there's stuff going on there.
Right. So I mean, it's not. But you're not. The way you describe that is you were like interested a little bit in the story and how it turns out.
But that's like in total, that is like 4 minutes of this 4 hours of show we watched.
True.
If the entire show was about them and their thing, I guess it would be a little more coherent. But like their characters are also really boring. Like as good as Aubrey Plaza is, her character is boring. And her husband's even more boring.
Or her husband's very
and isn't
boring.
Aubrey Plaza.
Yeah, I don't know.
So like he doesn't even get Aubrey Plaza bonus points.
No. And he goes for a run every morning.
And he runs every morning.
No, thank you. Then his
Also,
wife-
I think he's better looking than.
She is?
Yeah. Which is rare. I don't
I
usually
think they're,
say
like,
that, but he's like a very
even.
good looking dude.
I think both of those couples are even.
I think that guy he's super rich. I think he would go for like, maybe he does. Maybe he breaks up with Aubrey Plaza's character and goes for like some crazy Italian.
Oh, look at you predicting.
I'm predicting.
Wow.
And then she kills him.
Bum, bum, bum.
I hope. I mean, like maybe I'll give you another episode
Yeah.
and maybe I'll be playing Pokemon while we're watching with my headphones in.
Okay. Wait,
And then you
what?
can tell me like, hey,
Why would you put your headphones in?
I'll put it on not noise cancel. I'll put it on loud, not noise
You
cancel.
don't need to listen to the Pokemon music, Gino.
Do you know what you just said, Toby?
Yeah. Yes, you can
Do you
play.
know how good the music in Pokemon games is?
Can you play it for us? Sing
No,
it.
we get copyright.
No.
You do not want to mess with Nintendo.
Okay, so you won't sing it?
No.
I'll sing it and be out of key.
Okay, but it's probably not the ones that I'm talking about.
I also don't remember that.
You haven't played since like Red and Blue, which also has good music.
No.
Yellow? Did you play Yellow version?
No.
Really?
I was very limited in my...
Which one did you play? Which version?
Blue. Red.
Silver? Gold?
No.
Blue? Red?
Gold?
Gold?
I had a
Was there a bird on it?
I
You
had
got a Squirtle? Red or blue?
Okay, I had a
Good
Squirtle.
music. Better than this stupid show. Can we be done?
Yeah.
Okay, thank God.
All right, well, that's it. Thank you for listening.
Pause. If we're wrong, please tell us. If there's something we're missing here, is there like some deep symbolism we're not getting with our dumb monkey brains? Because like, I can't. So just let us know in the comments. TikTok, I know you probably already yelled at us for something. So like, please let us know. Go ahead, Toby. Unless you have anything else to say. For worse.
I just want to hear. Oh, yeah. I guess I'm for worse right now.
So for worse.
I want to hear from Mike White. I want to know.
I would rather watch She-Hulk again, I think.
No.
Yeah, I think.
No, that's a no for me.
Because at least Charlie Cox is in it. And he shows up.
Yeah, but I have to watch that whole season to wait for Charlie Cox.
It's a lot shorter than what we watched so far this
Yeah,
stupid
but
show.
then I get to watch Theo James in this almost every episode.
Who's that?
The hot guy, Ween.
Oh, Wiener guy?
Yeah.
He's a good looking dude.
He's a good looking dude. So like,
And if he does have that wiener in real life, I mean, that's like probably one of the biggest.
we'll look it up, but no.
Yeah.
Thank you for listening to For Better or Worse. If you like what you heard and want to know more, visit our website for betterorworse.buzzsprout.com and subscribe to our podcasts on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or whatever you use so you never miss an episode. Like and subscribe to our YouTube so you can see what we look like. Stop! And then by the new year, hopefully 100 subscribers. Let's do it.
Yay.
To let us know what you think, comment, leave a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts. It really, really, really helps the show. Like, you guys probably don't even realize. So, like, rate us.
Do we even realize?
No, because nobody rates
Go
us.
on YouTube, guys. We bought a new camera.
Yeah. See you next time when we review more movies and TV.
We'll do
Bye.
more. We'll do a better show next time. Bye, everybody.